Lesson 7. Dear brothers and sisters, I am here. I wanted to explain a lesson about astral travel. It happens every night and sometimes when you are awake in altered states of consciousness, and it is important. To learn in the spiritual world, this is your path to access that world. To achieve this, you must relax the physical body so much that a disconnection occurs between the astral body and the physical body, allowing it to leave the body. Once this process is achieved, the true journey begins. Many people are terrified by it. They see terrible things, much evil, very bad energy. Normally, astral travel takes place in the lower astral plane. The astral dimension closer to Earth is full of evil, but let's start with the general process. This is simple with meditation. When you reach a deep state, you have control of the body through muscle relaxation. Once you have achieved this relaxation, you must visualize the astral body beginning to release, to loosen its connection with the physical body. There are several techniques to do this. I will tell you the most general technique possible, one that will work for most of you. You begin to meditate, relaxing your body to a deep level. With meditation, this is simple. You just have to inhale deeply until you hear your heartbeat. At that moment, you can begin the actual meditation process. You will perceive your inner energy, your relationship with the body, how the energetic bodies unite and separate from the physical body. This is the general theory, but in principle, astral travel is usually done with the astral body, although the other bodies also influence it. I will explain more about this later. Once the anchors of the energetic bodies to the physical body are released, focusing mainly on releasing the anchors of the astral body, you must visualize the bodies and concentrate on the astral body. You must concentrate and visualize how those anchors break. When those anchors break, the astral body emerges on its own. It is eager to emerge. Normally, some people manage to break it completely as a whole. But the simplest thing at the beginning is to break those anchors little by little, first doing it in parts of the body. First the legs, then the abdomen, then the arms, and then the head. Once you have released the astral body from the part of the body, the astral body will emerge on its own. You must still encourage it in your astral body to emerge, and having no fear helps in this process. It's helpful to concentrate after the anchors have been broken or before beginning the process. Speak with a close spiritual teacher, your guardian angel, or someone spiritually close to you, perhaps a deceased relative who has evolved spiritually, to wait for you outside and accompany you on the journey. Initially, it's advisable to go accompanied, as the atmosphere is often very hostile, and there are many hungry spirits that only want to feed on your energy. Once you have the help of a spiritual entity near you, you can begin the astral journey itself. First, I recommend doing it at a short distance within the room. Later, you can go outside, visit the rest of the house or familiar places, and then outside the house. Don't be alarmed if you see things that are invisible to the naked eye. The energies of good and evil are seen perfectly with the eyes of the astral body. Everything appears bright or very dark. This is the moment when the conscious mind, you can travel through the astral body, you feel and perceive everything around you. In your first journeys, I advise you to be guided by the spiritual master you have nearby. He will have more experience and will know how to guide you through dangerous places. You will realize that there are exceptionally luminous places where you feel as if a great positive energy is expelled, and others, on the contrary, a great negative energy, which are very dark places. Likewise, you will see that there are places where you cannot enter. There is a barrier that does not allow you entry to the astral world. It has many levels. The lower astral plane is the worst, where the greatest possible evil gathers, and where the greatest battles between good and evil take place in the energy sphere closest to Earth, and where a part of reality is generated. But I will explain that later in another lecture. The astral body is very vast. It's impossible to cover its entire complexity in a single lecture. There are different places for each individual, and each one generally has its purpose. Those with positive energy are meant to serve the evolution of the human entity. There are places, for example, where the environment resembles a vast jungle filled with water and positive spiritual entities. There is a spirit, an entity of spiritual beings that acts as a guardian so that humans or incarnate beings who arrive there through the astral body can recognize themselves. Within, they see themselves reflected in a mirror, and thus they can see their soul's state. In the different energy bodies, one can see illnesses that haven't yet manifested, the effect that thoughts have on the energy bodies, and the same mirror and the same guardians that are present. In that place, they tell you what to do. These are frequent places for many people like you. There are others that are not illuminated by white light, but by black light, and they drain your energy, feeding on that energy, on the bad feelings of fear they create in you. When you see them, you must flee, even though your companion will try to defend you. You can also defend yourselves. It's simply a matter of having control over your aura. You can concentrate on it, making it very white or a very powerful bluish white, and that will prevent them from approaching with their astral body. Sanctuaries where you have temples of some kind of positive energy, like those of any religion, but one that has positive intentions toward you, not religions with negative desires. These places have an energy center where positive energy is concentrated, where spiritual entities and incarnated beings gather to ask for or give their energy to the Father. There, a great energy exchange takes place, which is positive for all the inhabitants of that spiritual world, for the geographical area in the physical world that is close to that place, and for the individuals who go there. That place is a place to connect with energy. For example, there is a very important energy center in the Fuensanta Sanctuary in Murcia. The energy center is located near the room where the candles are lit, and this place is easily visible with the eyes of the astral body. It's visible from a great distance. It's like a lighthouse, shaped like an immense sphere. As you approach, you realize you can touch that sphere, even enter it, and the energy is much greater. It's a very beautiful place, full of positive energy. I don't advise going to negative places. They will only drain your energy. If you have bad intentions, you are on the wrong path. The path of evil only produces pain. In the astral world, all things, all objects have matter, a subtle matter composed of atoms, but with a vibrational frequency very different from that of the physical body. Therefore, there will be places you cannot enter because they have different vibrational frequencies, and other places you can easily pass through. In astral travel, you can also see your deceased relatives. You only have to invoke them, call them, and if possible, and they are not busy, they will appear and you can see them. And if your mind is open enough and coordinated with your astral body, you could even have a conversation. Many times at night, almost everyone has astral travel every day. Normally, the general activity that occurs in these astral journeys is learning. There are places where you go to learn, where there are people with a lot of knowledge, and where people like you go to resolve doubts. These are places with very positive energy, and they come in many forms. But in general, they are beautiful, luminous landscapes, and the buildings are all of all kinds. Some are not. They have buildings. Some have very subtle buildings made of this subtle matter. They are very spectacular. They are very tall, rounded with peaks. It is important to say that an important occupation that certain humans have when they are in the astral world is to fight in the energetic dimensions that surround the earth in general, on every planet. It occurs in spiritual battles between good and evil, as there are certain humans who already possess a certain level of consciousness and capacity to perform this task. They participate in these battles alongside the spiritual entities of that higher spiritual world, and these battles are important. They are deciding the future of your planet and your civilization, and therefore your future as a species useful to the universe. I already mentioned that your future will be decided in these 2 years. It can be very good if you make the right decisions, or it can be your end in a short period of time. Regarding astral travel, there are very beautiful places full of energy. These places are well above the lower astral dimension near Earth. They no longer have as much malevolence. They connect with the celestial levels, but only through certain points. It is not easy to connect. These celestial levels are not so isolated from the astral dimensions of the universe. They are quite close, especially through communication portals. The inhabitants of the celestial levels can leave if given permission. Otherwise, they must communicate or perceive what there is through these portals. For the astral body to return to the physical body, it is connected from the moment it leaves through the body by the silver cord. That's its name. This way, in case of an emergency, it will know how to return quickly. Negative entities usually attack in groups if they are not too powerful, and that is why you must always be vigilant about your surroundings because evil is visible. They try to hide behind certain dark objects that are not inherently evil, but also do not create light. You must be attentive and recognize them even when they are hidden, because they generate energy, and the energy of evil is clearly perceived when you have a certain high level of training. You can go anywhere in the physical world and observe what's there, but it will be seen differently, not as your physical eyes see it. You will see energy, and everything will appear somewhat distorted. You can move your astral body to very distant places, beyond your imagination. In this same universe, you can go to the barrier between the antimatter world and the antimatter universe. The journey is very long, but it's possible. It's a bit tiring at first, but it's achievable. You just have to spend a considerable amount of time in the astral plane, half an hour to an hour alone. If your thoughts are connected to the rest of your energy bodies, you can perform the astral journey successfully. This requires training. I've given you the basic technique. Your spiritual teacher will guide you to perfect it for your specific case, so you can become a good, conscious astral traveler. At night, when you perform the astral journey, you have strange memories. Some know it wasn't a dream, but something else. They are very lucid visions where everything looks different. Sometimes strange, visible wounds appear on the skin. They are the scars from battles. Everything appears in extraordinary colors, unlike those of the physical world. You will experience this more frequently if you practice astral travel correctly. First, begin gradually, as I mentioned before, and then move away. Pay in particular attention to your more experienced spiritual guide. Remember, to return, simply desire to return to your physical body. The silver cord knows where it is. Don't be alarmed if you approach too quickly. Try to make your entry gentle, as it can be frightening. I understand that if you are fleeing evil, the entry will be abrupt. But in such cases, if you are being pursued, it's normal. It's not a problem to enter abruptly, but afterward, you should take a little longer to awaken, so that everything reconnects. The other energetic bodies, the physical body, and the mind. Greetings, brothers and sisters. Until next time.